My wife told me to cook for myself after I worked a 14-hour shift. I think I'm finally seeing the truth about my marriage. I'm 32, married to Linda for 3 years. She has 2 kids from her previous marriage. I work as a field technician pulling 14-hour emergency calls. Linda freelances 15 hours a week, bringing in $800 a month. I pay the mortgage, utilities, car payments, and groceries. Yesterday was brutal. Equipment failures at 3 cell towers. I spent 14 hours climbing towers in 95-degree heat. Came home at 10:15 p.m. drained. Hadn't eaten since noon. I opened the fridge looking for leftovers. Nothing. I asked Linda if there were any from dinner. She didn't look up from the dishes. You're an adult. Cook for yourself. What do you mean? I made dinner for the kids at 6 o'clock. You weren't here. I'm not running a restaurant where people show up whenever and expect food to be ready. I've been working since 6 a.m. That's your choice. The kids and I have our routine. I made a peanut butter sandwich and went to bed, but I couldn't stop thinking about how she looked at me, like some roommate instead of her husband. So the next week, I started taking care of myself exactly like she suggested. Monday, I bought food just for me. Steaks, fancy pasta. Made myself dinner without offering any. Linda fed the kids mac and cheese and seemed confused. Tuesday, I made myself breakfast. When Linda came downstairs, she asked where hers was. You're an adult. Cook for yourself. She looked shocked but didn't respond. Friday, I came home early. Linda was making spaghetti for 3. She saw me, but didn't mention dinner, so I made a grilled cheese. Linda snapped, "What's wrong with you this week? I'm just cooking for myself like you told me to." That's not what I meant. You're being ridiculous. Explain what you did mean then. She couldn't. I checked our bank account. In 3 months, Linda spent $1,200 on herself and the kids. I couldn't remember buying myself anything. I sat her down and explained I felt like an outsider in my own home, that I didn't feel valued. She rolled her eyes. Don't be dramatic. Just because I don't worship the ground you walk on doesn't mean I don't appreciate you. I asked what she thought I brought to our marriage besides money. Long silence. You're a good provider and you're decent with the kids. That's how my wife sees me. Do you love me or just what I provide? She got angry. Insisted she loved me. What partnership? You make plans without me, spend money without discussing it, and treat basic consideration like an unreasonable demand. Finally, if I lost my job tomorrow, would you still want to be married to me? She hesitated just long enough to give me my answer. I filed for divorce Friday. She was served Monday. Called screaming. When I got home, she was crying. You're throwing away our family over petty things like dinner. You shouldn't have to force yourself to include your husband in your life. The fact that you think these are things you need to consciously do proves my point. The divorce went through. She tried claiming half the house, but settled for $15,000. I kept the house and retirement. Once she realized I was serious, she started making dinner, asking about my day, being affectionate. Too late. Last week, she made my favorite meal. 6 months ago, this would have meant everything. Now it just feels hollow. Does this change in my behavior make any difference? It proves you were always capable of treating me like a husband. You just chose not to until there were consequences. I thought you knew I loved you. You never showed it in ways that mattered. I'm staying in my apartment. It's smaller, but feels like home. When Linda picked up her daughter yesterday, she lingered at the door. You seem lighter. I feel lighter. I wasn't asking for too much. I was just asking the wrong person.